What is up, everyone? I'm Rose and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you my top 10 do's and don'ts for the investing app Ellevest. It's time to get smart with your money. So if you're interested in trying out Ellevest, or if you're already using it, then keep watching. Before we get started, I'd love for you to subscribe. My channel is all about stock investing for beginners, and it's my mission to empower everyday people just like you, especially women, to win at investing. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for new videos like this every week. What I love about Ellevest is that it's 100% women run and women backed. I stumbled upon this GIF on Instagram, and it perfectly captures how I feel about female-owned businesses. I know, it's hilarious. But all jokes aside, these are my top 10 do's and don'ts when using this app. I'm gonna jump right in with the first do. Do understand what you're investing in. When you don't understand what the hell your money is invested in, you're never gonna feel completely secure. So financial security is a mindset. It's a mindset of financial confidence. And that confidence only comes from understanding your money and from knowing that no matter what the economy does, you'll know what to do and how to rise above it. Because Ellevest is a robo-advisor, you're basically outsourcing investing services. So you don't have to understand what they're doing, but it's not a good feeling to just blindly deposit your money somewhere and hope that it turns out well. In this video, I go into depth about how Ellevest invests your money. I don't want to repeat myself too much today in this video, but basically when you invest with Ellevest, their algorithm creates a portfolio for you of stock funds and bond funds. And the percentage of stock funds versus bond funds, as well as which specific funds go into the portfolio, are all statistically proven to help you achieve your financial goals. For example, I have a goal to buy a house for my parents in 6 years. Ellevest crunched a lot of numbers and decided on a portfolio with 36% stock exposure and 64% bond exposure. And these are the specific funds they used. Based on historical data, this gives me a 70% chance of having $119,000 or more to buy the house in 6 years. Those are pretty good odds. Worst case scenario, I have a little bit less than the cash I deposited. Best case scenario, I have way more money than I could have ever saved on my own because stock market gains did most of the heavy lifting for me. So Ellevest invests your money so that the downside of your investing risk isn't terrible, but the upside can be very powerful. That's why it's worth investing. Again, check out this video because I take you on a tour of my account and I explain how all of this works. Next is one of my don'ts. Don't invest emotionally. Let's be really clear about this one fact. The stock market creates wealth, a lot of it. The only reason people get burned is because they invest with their emotions versus with logic. Here's what I mean. When the market is going up like this, the average uninformed person gets excited about the prospect of making money, so they buy here. Problem is, they're late to the train because most things after going up for a while go back down. So when the market drops, they get scared and then they sell at a loss. Buying on greed, selling on fear. This is how most people do it. When you invest with Ellevest, your money immediately gets put into a portfolio that looks like this, and some of that portfolio is going to be in some pretty volatile markets. Emerging markets like Brazil, India, China, South Africa. These markets are high growth, high volatility. So there might be a day when you log into your account and see that your portfolio is down 10%, 20%. During the 2008 recession, it was even more than that. So naturally, you'll feel scared. But you have to stay the course. Ellevest invests your money in portfolios that are statistically proven to get you results. So stick with the plan and don't flip-flop when the market is going through a rough time. So if you ever feel scared, I suggest you wait at least 24 hours before you sell or withdraw your investments. This will force you to think through your decision before you do it, so you're less likely to do anything that you'll regret later. This is a perfect segue into my next do. Do have cash reserves. It's much easier to stay rational about your investments when you have cash reserves. Cash reserves to pay rent next month, cash reserves to cover emergencies, cash reserves that enable you to be a little more detached from the day-to-day movements of your Ellevest account balance. Not only that, but if something horrible happens, like you get laid off from your job, you get injured or whatever, you won't have to sell your investments at fire sale prices just to cover your living expenses. Because if your timing is unlucky, it could be a really bad time to sell in the market, say right after a downturn. And if you sell then, you won't be invested anymore to make your money back when the market recovers. A good rule of thumb is to start with a $1,000 emergency fund and then work up to an emergency fund that could cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Just make sure you have enough cash on hand so that you won't have to dip into your investments when there's an emergency. And now for tip number 4, don't save for other things until you have something for retirement. When you open an account at Ellevest, the first thing they ask you is what goals you're investing for. You can add up to 5 goals, and it's tempting to just add all the things. Keep in mind to always prioritize retirement. Why? Because you won't be working in your old age, so you need to have investments to live off of. All the other non-retirement goals like buying a house, starting your own business, you have your best earning years ahead of you in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, so you're gonna find a way to pay for those things eventually. When you're retired, you won't be bringing in a salary, so it's really important to have a nest egg for that. Plus, there's just nothing cute about being a bag lady. It just ain't cute. Moving right along to my next do. Do choose the impact portfolio. Ellevest knows that women like you want to invest into things that you believe in. When you start investing at Ellevest, you have a choice between 2 portfolios, the core portfolio and the impact portfolio. One of the funds in the impact portfolio is the Pax Elevate Global Women's Leadership Fund. This fund invests in women-led companies, and its mission is to help close the gender gap by investing in companies that value women's leadership. Another fund in the impact portfolio is ESGD, which contains only companies that meet high environmental and social standards. So the Ellevest impact portfolio helps you build wealth while also making sure that your investment dollars are supporting companies that make the world a better place. Next time you add a goal to your Ellevest account, you can simply toggle over to the impact portfolio option. As you can see, the estimated gains are pretty similar for both options, so socially responsible investing doesn't mean you have to give up good investment returns. Now for my next don't. Don't try to invest for too many goals at once. You don't want to dilute your efforts by working towards a million different goals at once. Okay, not a million, but Ellevest lets you add up to 5 goals. Start with 1 or 2 of the most important and put all your extra money towards those 1 or 2 goals. For example, if you have $200 extra every month to save and invest, then either put all of that towards your retirement goal or put 100 into retirement and the other 100 into a different goal. But if you have 5 different goals, you only have $40 to put towards each, and it's gonna take you ages to achieve any of those 5 goals. It's much more motivating to make meaningful progress towards one big goal rather than making really slow progress at multiple goals. Because if everything is important, nothing is important. This next one is a do. Do get your friends involved. Ellevest offers a super sweet referral bonus when you refer a friend. When they join through your referral link, you get a $20 credit to your investment account, and they get $20 as well. Everything is more fun when you're doing it with your friends. It's also not as scary because you know you're not in it alone. Our society has such a hush-hush attitude around money talk, so telling your friends about how you're investing for your future and getting them to join you will help heal the social taboos around money. Not to mention, it will help your friends secure a better financial future for themselves too. Moving right along to the next tip. Don't put in all your money at once. You know how when you're about to go swimming in a really cold pool, it's easier to just dip your toes into the water and then ease yourself into it as your body gets used to the cold? Well, it's the same thing with investing. Investing all your life savings into your Ellevest account at once would be like jumping into an ice cold pool. Some people are into that or whatever, but I prefer to ease into it. It's a very different feeling to have money in the stock market versus money in a bank account. Because money in the stock market goes through short-term fluctuations. It's a different feeling, but you get used to it. I used to be scared too, but now I have tens of thousands of dollars in the stock market, and even if it's going up and down, thousands of dollars on any given day, I don't worry because I know that in the long run, it's headed in the right direction, which is up. So if you have, let's say, $5,000 to invest, start by putting in $100 or whatever you're comfortable with. Get used to that feeling and then gradually add more every week until the full $5,000 is invested. Start small and ramp up later. And now for the next do. Do automate your contributions. Ellevest lets you set up recurring deposits quarterly, monthly, and bi-weekly. So set it up so that a fixed dollar amount comes out of every paycheck and schedule it for 1 to 2 business days after your paycheck lands in your checking account. With every recurring deposit, Ellevest automatically invests that money into more stocks and bonds so that there's no downtime with your cash and your money is always working for you. What's even cooler is that even if all you can manage is a recurring contribution of $10 a month, Ellevest can buy fractional shares of the funds so that you can still maintain a well-balanced investment portfolio with every new deposit. The key is to automate it so that the money leaves your checking account without you even noticing it. It really adds up. Last but not least, here's my final tip. Don't wait to invest. The longer you wait, the more investment gains you're missing out on. Time is money, literally. A 30-year-old who starts investing today can be a millionaire at age 70 by investing just $200 a month. But if the same person waits until they're 40 to start investing, they'll have to invest $525 a month in order to be a millionaire at age 70. What this means is that the person who waits 10 years has to contribute 2 times as much of their own money to achieve the same financial result. So when it comes to investing, the power of compounding returns over time is truly one of the most amazing things you can do for yourself. My final thoughts. I get it. Investing can be intimidating, but Ellevest is a great app, and if you use it intentionally and you stay mindful of the do's and don'ts that I covered in this video, you'll get great results. The key is to set your goals, invest regularly, and keep your eye on the prize. Don't invest with your emotions, get your friends involved, automate those deposits, and get yo money. Did you like this video? If so, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions at all about what I talked about, feel free to ask me in the comments below or DM me on Instagram at Investing with Rose. To learn more about money and investing, make sure you also check out these 2 videos right here. And if you're new to the channel, I'd really love it if you subscribed. Always remember to go after your dreams unapologetically and to live life on your terms. Cheers.